Welcome to Not So New News, where we discover what is hidden in the newspapers from 100 years ago. Today's article comes from the town of Whitesburg and appeared in Letcher County's oldest newspaper, the Mountain Eagle. Volume 2, number 18, dated December 31st, 1908. This reading is from the writings done in 1908. These views are from that time period and do not necessarily reflect the modern views of Kentucky Tennessee living nor its narrator. However, we feel that all historical documents must be preserved for the future and strive not to change one word of the reading. However, if we feel that the readings are too controversial in political or religious standing, we will either silently put the article up for viewing or will direct everyone to where it can be found online. Thank you for your understanding. The headline of the page reads, "Friends, get ready now to pay for the Eagle at court." Mr. Merchant, let the Eagle advertise your business. Rates reasonable. Mr. Merchant, let us do your job printing. We guarantee satisfaction. The Home Circle, dedicated to tired mothers and children as they join the home circle at evening tide. Crude thoughts by the editor. Another year is drawing to a close. Another milestone of life is in view, and we shall, in all human probability, pass it and struggle on to the next. As we sit at our desk and pen this short epistle to the young, we wonder if anything we may write will cause them to think more seriously of all life means to them and the brief period that is given them to improve it. The boy makes the man, the girl the woman. My boy, how do you want to be remembered by the people after you are gone? As a Lincoln or as a Booth? My girl, what position do you wish to occupy in the hearts of the people with whom you have lived? You are the motors of your own destinies. You can make them what you will. It rests with you whether your name shall go down in history honored or cursed, or whether it will pass into oblivion as soon as the earth has hidden your mortal remains. Now is the time to choose. There are only two roads to travel. One leads to happiness and honor, the other to sorrow and denigration. We suppose you want to travel the first mentioned. Are you doing it? As the apprentice works at his task each succeeding day, turns out work more perfect than on the preceding one, so we should make each succeeding year of our lives more perfect. Are we doing this? Do we take the time during the hurry and bustle of the holiday season to review our work of the year and see wherein we have made mistakes, jotting them down in our memory as to be avoided in the future? That boy would never have become a perfect workman if he had not avoided the mistakes of yesterday. We must never make the same mistakes twice, and in order to guard against doing so, we must look back and find the mistakes we have made. Will you do this, boys and girls? Will you rest from your play and jollity for just a little season and recall those indiscreet words, those hasty actions that will prove stumbling blocks in the way of your becoming strong, helpful men and women, honored and loved by all for your noble character? Will you do it? The 1st of January is the initial day of the year, and as such is honored by a multitude of observations, chief among which are the New Year calling customs, interchange of gifts, the cordial greeting, quote, "A Happy New Year," unquote, and the demonstrations attendant upon the contemplative habit of seeing the old year out and the new year in. There are two great reasons why the time should be, if not cheerful, at least tranquil. If the old year has brought sorrow and desolation, and hung crape upon our doors, the new year will bring us the leaves of the healing, and we are glad to part with the one and welcome the other. If, on the contrary, the old year has brought us only joy and comfort, we part from him sorrowfully, but meet his successor with the ardent hope that he, too, comes with a blessing. The sober jollity of New Year's Day is always an impressive nature. It is like standing for one brief instant on the threshold between time and eternity. Here is the world we know, yonder the world that is new and untried. Though times and seasons are not as important as many would have us think, still, nearly every thoughtful person at the coming New Year remembers how he is and wishes that he were not quite so old. Let us turn our minds away from the tabernacle of flesh, the least real thing in our lives, and think a little of the inward growing old. For the body, every added growth is almost incalculable gain. How old are we? How much older than a year, 2 years, 10 years ago? How much quicker to recognize the divine voice? How much stronger our hand clearer to our voice against evil? How much swifter our feet to bear the message of goodwill to men? How much gain has there been in the power and willingness to serve? How much more faithful are we in the chaos of small and common duties and cares? How much truer are we in friendship, warmer in the home loves, more patient with the mistaken and the bad? A new year is here. It is time for invoice. Businessmen take an invoice of their stock. Wouldn't it be business for you to take one of yourself? Each life is a business. Have you gained or lost last year? Have you used the talents that have been given you so as to gain other talents? Is there any prospect of your being placed over 10 cities or 5 cities or 1 city? Have you declared any dividends in a way of loving and helping others? And have you added anything to the capital stock of your character? These are pertinent questions that press us all for an answer. Let the result of the self-invoice be a spur to us in living the coming year, or a cause for great congratulations as we review the past and go forth to build, quote, more stately mansions, unquote, for the future. Begin the new year right and strive your hardest to continue right. This concludes today's reading of the December 31st, 1908 Mountain Eagle. We at Kentucky Tennessee Living would like to thank you for your continued support as we bring to you the history of the Appalachian Mountains.